Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Questions Clients Ask. This week's episode, I'm going to talk about how to fit everything in when you don't have much time. So if you do struggle with getting things done, if the thought of how much you have to do stresses you out, or you feel like you've accomplished nothing at the end of every single day, I actually have some awesome tips coming up for you. So I'm going to share with you guys the strategy that I personally use, including my favorite tool. This method isn't something that I've actually come up with myself. It's something that I learned a few years back now when I was completely overwhelmed. I was running from task to tasks at home and also at work, and I was literally never getting anything on my to-do list done. So we've all heard planning ahead is important, but planning ahead is far easier said than done. What I'm actually about to share with you guys will not work if you half-ass it either, okay? There are days from time to time where I don't do this, nor I don't do my method, and my days absolutely always turns to S-H-I-T. So how about we get into it? On a Sunday, I write down all of the things that I need to do for the week, okay? So this process can be done right the night before, or it can be done on a Sunday. Now, it's probably better to do it the night before if your schedule is consistently changing on a daily basis. Now, I personally write out in the notes section of my phone, but you can use, there's apps that you can use. You can also use a piece of paper or a diary, calendar, whatever it is that you want. But here's the important part, okay? Estimate how long each task is going to take you to complete. Why do I do this? I used to have a to-do list that I would write on an A4 piece of paper. I'd take up the whole page. I'd start at the top in the morning and then I'd go all the way down. Now, at the end of the day, I hardly scratched the top of my list, and I didn't know why or what I was doing wrong, okay? The fact was I needed probably 24 hours to complete the tasks on my list, but I only allowed for 8 hours. Any wonder I wasn't getting anything done, okay? Because I wasn't aware of this, I was completely overwhelmed. I actually felt like a zombie. I was highly strung, stressed out, and I honestly felt like I could never accomplish anything at all. In fact, I wasn't really accomplishing anything. My mind was so cluttered with all of the things I was supposed to be doing. Not only did I feel overwhelmed, I actually got less done than I should have. So once you work out how long each task is going to take you down your A4 page, open up your diary or your calendar and start planning in each task. Now, this piece is so important. I cannot stress it enough. If you do not do this piece, you will find that overwhelming, stressed out feeling actually never will go away. Now, I'm going to show you here what I do and what it looks like translated into a Google Diary. So I'm sharing my Google Calendar now. Now, you will see that I plan everything out: my daily commute, my getting ready time, my training. When you have things scheduled like this is your next level commitment that is much harder to break, okay? It only takes, 5 minutes for me if I do it the day before, or maybe 15-20 minutes if I do it on a Sunday to do. Okay, so unless you haven't scheduled in everything like this, the chances are, and I'm being completely honest, 42% less likely that you're actually going to achieve it, okay? This process is an absolute game changer. As you'll also see, there's also a buffer time in between each task as well. Now, you might wonder why, because there are always crisis moments. Now, you will get caught in traffic, or you're going, you might run into somebody at the gym, or you get stuck on the phone, or whatever. You need buffer time between things, okay? You've got to be realistic about this. Don't simply plan things back to back. Otherwise, your first appointment in the morning, it goes over by 15 minutes, and then that's it. Your day's totally ruined. So you'll try to play catch up, you'll get stressed and rushed, and you'll 100% drop your routine. Then you'll get to the end of your day and you're more likely to cancel the things that you've scheduled for yourself, because you're just going to want to sit on the couch and relax, okay? This process is also going to easily show you where you're wasting time and where you're putting time to good use. It's an absolute time audit. So next up, I want to chat about wasted time. How many hours a week do you spend on things like watching TV? On average, and I'm going to give you some statistics, Australians spend just over 2 hours per day watching TV. So that's over 18 hours a week, which translates to 900, I think I've got this right, and 936 hours a year or 39 days. Okay, so on average, Australians are spending over 1 month a year watching TV. So should you stop watching TV completely? You can if you want to, but you don't have to. I talk a lot about sustainability. This includes your diet, this includes your training, it also includes your lifestyle. If you think that you could stop watching TV altogether and never look back, go for it. I have. Personally, I probably watch around maybe 1 or 2 hours a month, but you don't have to be that strict. The majority of the time spent watching TV is reactive and it's not proactive. What I mean by that is the TV's on, we'll sit there and we'll watch something that we're not necessarily interested in. My suggestion, go through the guide. The guide now, I think, is online, and highlight or schedule in the TV shows that you actually want to watch. And then when the show finishes, turn the TV off, okay? This does 2 things. 1, you'll gain countless hours a week, and 2, it's sustainable. You can still chat with your friends about Married at First Sight. I must admit, I have been so tempted to watch this because it's been all I have been hearing about at the moment. If you feel like you're missing out, then it's going to be hard to stick to. This is sustainable though. Allow for a certain number of hours a week and you're not going to feel guilty. This will also help with cravings and binge eating as a bonus if it's something that you struggle with as well. Okay, so training and nutrition. Meal prep might take a couple of hours on a Sunday, but it's going to save you 10 hours during the week. Plus, it will help you stay away from reaching for takeaway during the week or for dinner because it's easy, okay? It's also going to save you a heap more money. I used to train 7 days a week for at least, I'm going to say at least an hour, but more likely it was 2 hours. A day, or I would split it up into 2 1-hour blocks, okay? Let's not get into the finer details. It was all HIIT sessions or cardio, or weights with cardio with weights. I mean, so probably around 12 hours a week is my point. I now train 5 hours a week. I look and I feel better than I ever have. My hormones are the best that they've ever been in years because I'm no longer overtraining or undereating. Now, my metabolism is the highest it's been in years. I currently eat 2,200 calories a day and I'm technically in a slight deficit. I've spoken about this in all of my other videos on how I've achieved this for myself and how I've helped over 100 women now how to do this for themselves as well. So I'm not going to go into too much detail other than saying that I picked up 5 hours 7 hours a week, which is the point that I'm trying to make, okay, while not decreasing my health and fitness journey by actually increasing it and hitting more goals than I ever have before. So it makes sense, okay? So sleep, different people need different amounts of sleep, or different people operate better off certain amounts of sleep. So sleep is something that I'm super interested in, as I know that it impacts your training performance and your journey. So I'm one for doing things to make sure that you're getting quality sleep. Now, personally, I go to bed at 8:30 at night and I get up at 3:30 in the morning. That's not for everyone, and I'm not saying to do it. That's 7 hours of sleep for me, and that's the amount that suits me perfectly. Now, like I said, you don't have to go to bed at 8:30 or get up at 3:30. You might go to bed up at 10:30 and get up at 5:30. It's still 7 hours sleep, okay? Maybe you need 8 hours, or maybe you need 6 hours. Yes, I love sleeping, okay? Yes, when the alarm goes off, I want to stay in bed. But if I want to get things done, I have scheduled then I simply have to get up, okay? And once I'm up, I'm fine. My creativity is where it should be, or where I guess it needs to be. My energy is where it needs to be. If I sleep for 8 hours actually, or 9 hours, I'm sluggish all day. I can't get going in the morning. I feel tired. I actually feel like I need to drink coffee all day. Now, I don't do a great deal of reading. I'm more of an audiobook girl, but the books that I have read on successful people, they're always talking about early starts being the fundamentals to success. Now, that's personally why I do it, but I should say it's not personally why I do it, but a bit of both, okay? I think that it makes sense and it works for me. So hopefully you've gotten something out of me sharing some of the things that I personally do to get everything done in my time management. If you have, share your daily or your weekly planner on your Insta stories, tag me, and I will make sure that I feature every single person that does. Hopefully that might actually be a little bit of motivation to get you started. If you do want me to have a look at your planner as well, contact me. I'd love to answer any questions that you have about it as well. So I'm also actually really excited to announce that intake for my next small group coaching program is now open. If you're someone who is training a butt off, have been stuck in a plateau and you're not gaining any muscle, you're looking to find sustainable balance without the yo-yo dieting and to be able to train for a day for a day without getting the guilt. And if you're really wanting to understand nutrition so you can enjoy a meal out without, like I said, feeling guilty, then contact me now. There is only 5 spots in total. But that's it, guys. Until next week, have a great week.